excellent, huh? Stream configuration is excellent. Well, I'll see how fast I can lock this machine up. Broadcasting and playing the game. This will be very interesting. Welcome on into my stream tonight. I have been obsessed, overwhelmed, taken over by a crazy game called Rimworld. It is a indie game out about a year. Let's see. There's a few people that have put out mods for this item. They aren't objecting to mods, they just aren't, I think they're starting to object to mods now that they've got a little bit of traction in the game field. Let me set this here. Get you on in here to my setup. I think they are starting to object to mods as the mods start to affect gameplay in a way that they hadn't anticipated when they first put the game out and had it very SimCity-like. You'll look at it and you'll say, oh, this is awful, it's SimCity. 8-bit graphics, 2D map with a forced perspective from one direction, and you'll go, ah. The guys that put this game out, guys and ladies, focused a lot on tweaking the system, a survival situation. You're supposed to, I don't know if you're coming to the stream, you might already know what this game is about, or you might have found it by name and not know what it is. It's because it's an indie game, it's relatively inexpensive. You might have questions about it. Its end goal, it's kind of funny, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but the stated end goal is to, you've been marooned on this planet, you're with a couple of friends, and you're anticipating developing the technology to escape. So you have to build a way to escape, and that will be a starship. And how you get there against all the elements is part of this game. Part of what some people have called this game is RIP World, because you are forced to do a lot of crazy stuff to goose your chances in the right direction. Change my music here. And some of them are quite antisocial, against the reasons of against society. I want to say there's so many options you can choose to try to play without skirting that whole we won't eat people if we're starving kind of maroon situation, or you can dive right into it and be as evil as you want to be. Let's see, we'll get this in here. I haven't played in a while, so it's going to be a little bit of a, I haven't played this on this machine since I took it down for moving it around, so I've been playing on another PC and playing a bunch of different situations, so I'm very familiar with the situations that I'm currently in on the other box, but I haven't played this one in a while, so this is going to be interesting to see if anything I've done comes back to haunt me, where I've been playing and gaining experience on the other machine and other situations. I can get them through a winter. That was my first goal, was to not have them starve over the first winter. So let's get on into this. I'm going to minimize my broadcasting software and pull up the Rimworld. And I believe I've already had a colony called Clifton. There I am. So we're going to load in. And I've played this so often and so long, I'm sort of tired of the soundtrack, so I have some other people's music up instead of, but the soundtrack for the game is rather well thought out. It's very soothing. You're trying to keep people calm, because the main reaction to this game I've seen is people wanting to throttle the people that made it for throwing situations at them one after another, depending on even on the easy level it can be one after the other. So it to me it doesn't matter what it is. It's the frustration of OCD people wanting to control a sim that you can't directly control these people, or the fact that the game designers throw at them multiple raids, multiple disasters, fires, crop failures, and then the characters themselves break down. And so this is where you're at. You're in the, let me back out here, see if this control works with this computer. Let me back out a bit. The game map is multiple sizes depending on your PC's capabilities. The view map is multiple sizes depending on your screen. You might have to tweak around and play around with the different sizes to see what makes you happiest. I don't have my specifics right now. One thing is I'm probably in the corner over things, but there's a control corner down under the window here that's, well, right now they're just sleeping. Let me move myself out of there. Screen transition. Alright, under me, I don't know if I'm picking up my cursor even. Oops! Next. Okay, capture cursor's on. Alright. So you should be able to see my cursor. And it starts to frizz out here. Down under the corner here is game controls, pause, play, fast and super fast. Other things down here are readouts, toggling the readouts, toggling the animals. I'm going to turn the animals' names on. I guess I do have an animal. You get animals like dogs and farm animals to train if you choose to go that route. The date, I appear to have gotten through a winter on this game too. Weather, temperature, outdoors or indoors temperature based on where your cursor is, and then this is your area of alerts, and we'll basically get down to some alerts soon here. My game has decided to fritz out with it's a full screen game, so it's decided to fritz out with the broadcasting, and right now it's showing me some garbage on the corners. Down along the bottom you have your architect, work, restrictions, outfits, animals, factions, world, which I could bring up the whole world, and I guess I'm right in the middle of the map, and it was a choice of anywhere, and I guess if you wanted to play anywhere and start over again, you can. Sort of a SimCity-like chart of how you're doing wealth and energy-wise, stuff like that. It's kind of limited. It's not as detailed as SimCity's. Statistics. We'll bring up your base statistics that you started out with. Playtime, I've spent 7 real-time hours in this game. I'm on the Cassandra Classic Storyteller mode, which is a... the builders of the game decided on a story, and they're supposed to be able to make stories out of this, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. Cassandra Classic is my mode. I've knocked back the disability to the disability, yeah, it's a disability. Difficulty to base builder, which will tone down the tragedies that keep happening. Colony wealth, colony items, how many threats I've weathered, the damage I've taken, and how many people have died. So I've killed the 3 of the colonists that were here, and then finally the goal in the game, launch colonists into space, has not occurred yet, and I guess that's something that you're working towards if you're going to play the game to its completion, which I've seen. Research, it's going to tell me I haven't got a research bench to do any research, but there is certain amounts of advances in technology that you must achieve before you can manufacture the items needed for the spaceship, and menu takes you out to everywhere else. Apparently I have gotten to the point where I researched first the geothermal power. There's a lot of power managing in the game, and like I said, I've weathered a year here. Let's see. You can probably switch back to where you could see me if you'd like to see me sitting back. This is a game that takes multiple hours. I've spent close to 3 overnight days, which is sad. This is the problem with the if you're OCD, ADD, you're gonna want to play this game 24/7 because you can't leave it alone, and that's not a very good game for anyone with a job. So I'll preface that right away. If you have a job, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble if you try to not play this in sessions. So here we are. Let's see. I'm still on speed. I could pause this while I do this. It's an edge scroller. I can use this mouse on this. Let's see. So that's, if I start to zone out and not talk, that's probably because I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Items will be described by clicking on them. Here's where you see the SimCity-esque-ness of this game is that it's a top-down, two-perspective force symbols game. It's not as pretty as what is it, Banished. Banished is a gorgeous game. Much more down the road of the SimCity property, and other strategy games where it's beautiful and trees fall in a beautiful way. And this is symbols. You're gonna learn to love or hate the symbols in this game. And currently, there's a lot of different things to explore with the game. Be a base builder. You can be a base builder all the time or not. But it is a long game. You're in it for a long war. And that's why it's best to sit back, like I am doing in my corduroys beanbag chair, and I have my tablemate set up with a couple different inputs. You want to vary your inputs. Go over my gear here. I'm playing on a Dell. Like I say, I got things set up on the tablemate. Logitech T650 mouse pad with touch, and we'll see how that plays. I was playing with an older model on the other machine. Let's see, I have the Matthias half keyboard because I got really tired of fitzing around with that. The gameplay will respond to keyboard or mouse. Oh, no, I'm having trouble. I didn't check that one out before I started. It's not happy. The Dell doesn't like it, but I like the half keyboard. I've also got on hand, okay, the Alpha Grip is working. I also have on hand the Alpha Grip. I forget who makes the Alpha Grip. The Alpha Grip is the Alpha Grip something or other. They produced this about 6 years ago, and it's a keyboard and trackball all in one. 80% of the keys that you have on the computer are reflected on the Alpha Grip, and that makes it handy because this game will respond to keyboard commands. I know, I'm bummed that my plug-in, wrong thing. Well, I'll let you watch here for a minute. The soothing little critters that are going to wander through the map while I reconfigure which keyboard. Apparently I wasn't paying attention to what keyboard I was using, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit. There's a day and night cycle. antagonists can be programmed or advised of their schedules if you want to personify them. If you want to personify the little darlings to the extent where you feel for them when they die, then you can set their schedule, and that enables